Oh, it feels good to be back, my fellow peasants. How you doing? Actually, I'm going to hold off on my greeting. I realise it takes people a while to sign on in Twitch. But we're back with another streamy. And Shadowbringers, man, there's so much going on in the Final Fantasy franchise right now. And it's so freaking exciting to me. 7 remake, recent theories open my mind, my brain to a world of possibilities. Where they could be taking all of that. Then we've got 16, it's looking solid. All in-game footage, 4 minutes 20, not even polished. By the way, is my HUD and layout alright? I feel like I'm kind of biffed. I need to redo everything, but hello, Pico Man. Yes, strong look, mate. And then yeah, as 16 and some remake are happening, we've got Shadowbringers. Just as this, the investment into 14 is really starting to pay off, man. So we have arrived in Stoller's village with her, what was it, night guards? Black guards. Night keepers. I can't remember their name. Hello, Minfilia. She's so small. Hello, Caesar Lynn. What's good, mate? How have you been? Alright, let's continue. But yeah, how the icons, I've got to do that video. Top 10 best summons throwdowns. If the icons work anything like they do in 14 and 16, so good conceptually. Runa has more work to be done. Raquel, good to see you, buddy. How have you been? Yeah, by the way, if we got any artists sign in, or you guys know any, there's so many cool designs I want to commission. And I've been thinking about what ones I want to do. So we've got some 7 remake ones, obviously some 16, but I'm thinking 14 time. 14 can make so many sweet designs. In fact, I was asking people to suggest me designs. 14 designs were the overwhelming response I got. I want an Aetherite shirt of some sort, or... Oh, going into scene. Hello, Hassan. Happy Monday, mate. I done tended to the crops already. Ooh, Emily97, what's up? My first Pez stream on Twitch. Welcome! Used to watch you last year on YouTube doing KH3. Yeah, there's been so many FF15 returners. Yeah, and at the end of October, I think it's the end of October, we get the 16 website. Has it got the 16 backstory on it? Oh, I'm telling you, man, 2021 release, it's going to happen. Yoshi-P has refined his method through this medium, this 14 medium right here. I'm telling you, this is going to be an early release Final Fantasy. I believe it. God damn, when do I ever learn my lesson? I was like, versus 13, this will come out soon, Hey, Hassan, mate, thank you. Monaco, very good, thank you. 4 months of loving, thank you. Alright, very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Runa. So yeah, this is your Stoller's crew. One entrance she had. I can't believe that article tried to undermine your Stoller and Lise as decent female FF characters. Your Stoller's not on enough, and Lise is a fascist. 2021 is 14 expansion year, man. There's so many exciting things happening. I reckon we'll have a good year or two. 21, 22. Night in the woods, sin eaters. I fear they may have touch. The touch. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For a mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Slitherbow. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. Alright, I'm going to play this one safe. But sir, what of Todia's hearthstone? Todia's? It must be retrieved before the service. Toddies, is that a place? Still waiting for the announcement of Online 14 FanFest. Yeah, so how did you hear we're going to get backstory on the 16 site? Hello, Julie! By the way, if anything else exciting happened at Tokyo Game Show, Let me know. I know Yoshida did a few bits. Was there anything exceptionally exciting from the other developers? Of all the times for Sin Eaters to appear, are you just going to leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beast down, but if they indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own. What was that you said about a stone? A few days past, Adia, a child of the Knights Blessed, Knights Blessed, that's their name, was slain by the Sinears. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her hearthstone. All of the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. Okay. It is custom to present the hearthstone, the heart. The Heartstone. Oh, Jesus, some Kingdom Hearts bullshit. No F7 art, part 2. Feels bad, man. I know. I know. Hopefully we see it very soon, so I'm going to get itchy. It is custom to present the Heartstone of the deceased at their funeral as an offering to the heavens. But now... Unkindled sun. Unkindled sun. Thank you, mate. How are you? Tell us something about yourself. How's your day been? What if I could find it for you? The Heartstone. Oh, so Dadia was a person. Okay. I've experienced fighting Sinears, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Minfilia can't be touched. Master Montoya called you Minfilia, did she not? Are you truly the Minfilia, descendant from the Oracle? Feels good to have oracles in the games again. Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the blessed. Hello, Kazuya, mate. Kizwani, Lady Wizard. Good morning. What time is it there for you guys? I'm a lot later. The tax man pilfered my monies. He emptied my bank account. My schmeckles are all gone. I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people I need and I can help. Please, let me do this. Dad Creed will not allow it. He's going to tell me off if I take her. Very well, but if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if we were forced to hold a second service. I nearly forgot about Thancred, but what if he returns before I do? Don't worry, I'll come with you. Thancred doesn't need to know. We're going to go against Thancred on this one. Minfilia's going to get in trouble. She's going to get injured. Dad Creed is going to give me a bollocking. Wait, where are all these times? Oh, all these time zones. What continents are you living on, guys? And how good is it living on that continent? Sell your continent to me. I may move to it. But what? Do you mean to say you'll come with me? Thank you. Let's hurry before he returns. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. 14 letter from the producer live, set for 9th of October. May find out FanFest's new expansion. Do you think so? New expansion reveal date, as in could we get an expansion trailer as soon as October? Guess the name of the next expansion. Yeah, I'm definitely losing my HUD off this screen right now. Hold on, 2 secs. Let's reduce that a little bit. That's better. Now you can see the full glory of my inventory. It's so glorious. Right, so I always believe in equal trade. What's this? Oh, is it a minion? Is it a minion? This imposing horn emits a primordial tone that summons both forth your Megalotragus, a herbivore, so intimidating. Alright. It's a fair trade for that. What have I got? What about my only watermelon? Yeah, have that. Thank you, Erebos. What is this wee thing? Oh shit, now it's lost in my inventory. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a mount. It's a mount. Yummy. Oh. Is it huge? Still reeling at the provisional rating for 16. I know. So yeah, just a provisional rating. May not be the final rating, but 18 plus for F16. Woo! I've seen some people say, oh man, if they go 16 or 18, they are limiting their audience so heavily. It'll be a terrible thing. Not fancy trying to be angsty. Man, I'm hyped for it to be. Ooh. Oh, it's one of these beautiful horny things. Oh, it's so muscular. Look at them legs. Oh, that's a good spring, that. Whoa! I'm frolicking. This is true frolicking. Yeah. You know who this looks like? Oh no, I forgot. It's Francois. Wait, was it Francois? No, Floor Cake. It's Floor Cake the Mount. Oh, Floor Cake, I missed you. I can't remember what Kingdom Hearts game it was. Dream Drop Distance. Yeah, he was my best Dream Eater boy. Floor Cake. Floor Cake because Tash made me a cake with my channel's logo on it, and I was celebrating how cool it was, and it slipped off the tray, face down on the floor. Right, where's my next quest? Oh mate, I don't even know why I dismounted. Right, where go? Oh god, all the way out here. So, what am I to get from the Knights Blessed? I assume I'll find out more. Oh. Yeah, I ain't got my new mount out. Knights Blessed. So they basically worship the dark. The Stollers formed a cult. What's special about this cult? And the Stoller didn't recognise my ether either. Hey Pez, what do you think of F16? Does it pique your curiosity? Man, so much. The whole Ifrit and Phoenix parallel. And especially now, the notion that I showed a little Garbu clip. You know when Garbu lost his parents and he summoned a Titan that was even more powerful from his emotions. Tying that with like Joshua doing that, that'd be both Phoenix and Ifrit and having Phoenix trapped and essentially being Joshua, and then MC goes to kill him, but then in doing so destroys the Ifrit side of Joshua, and the Phoenix re-emerges, his master. Oh. And just the team, and I've got to say, even the Ryo Suzuki, how do we feel about the Devil May Cry potential combat? It's going to be so different to anything we've had in Final Fantasy. But DMC-5 is pretty dang, so. There, the Sin Eaters. I always say it with the combat in DMC. It's so expressive. So expressive. I didn't even get that far, but I had like some gun arms that like, shot me around. And it just feels different. Each stance, each mode. To get that between summons. Ooh. Right, Sin Eaters. La la la. Oh shit, two of them. They'll look the same. So Vauthry had some like stripper versions of these. I hope they come back into the store at some point. I was hoping there would only be one. We could take two. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. Let's get to it then. Perhaps we'll split them up. Let's test her strategies. What do you propose? Fighting them together here would make a lot of noise, which might attract beasts or other eaters. But if we fought them separately and quietly, we might not have to worry about that. Alright then, I'll draw one away while you handle the other. I'm going to get Minfilia killed. It's good, we can kill this reincarnation of her and get the real one back. Oh god. What an evil thing. For me, I thought that was an actual mob, right? I was about to kill you, Mount Amber. Yeah, DMC-5 is nice. The only thing I think, and it might just be because I was very unskilled at DMC-5 combat, but I was focusing so heavy on my combos. I don't know, like a combo-heavy combat system in a Final Fantasy game, I don't know, it's a fundamental shift in the sense that all Final Fantasy games, even to a small degree 15, I don't know, like certainly with 14, like you focus less on the combat controls and you got more looking around, strategizing around the boss rather than being heavily control-centric. And I don't know, sometimes that's why I like the slow mode in 7 Remake. You can really like take in the monsters and the mobs and strategize for them. And I'll get overly pressured and panicked in skillful combat. Oh, that little flute in that song. Oh, that's a jam! Like, Forgiven Dissonance. Well, like cognitive dissonance. It's because you would pass it off to El Ginge whenever you died. So you didn't get the patch you needed. I resent that. There was that plant boss, and I was playing with V, and I stuck that one out, man. I dug deep on that. It only took like 3 wipes off me. But yeah, real Suzuka, that'd be exciting. But Ryoga also pretty much like put the coffin in the heart of turn-based. He said the exact thing of, it's dead, it's dead. I think Square Enix combat system is outdated. But he more or less said that. Which, as a turn-based fan who still sees a particular path of strategic combat that hasn't been tried out yet, I resent it a bit. Young hither. Young hither, my maiden. Beautiful. What vocals? Hello, Kiwi Socks. Hello, Kiwi Socks. Well, how did you get the name? Did you just look at the skin of a kiwi and was like, you can make them into socks? I personally resent that because I think that the kiwi skin is an edible, good source of fibre. I eat my kiwi skin. I don't regret it. And I don't think that's weird. I think you throwing away some good fibre if you don't eat the kiwi skin. Oh, Pez gets a dungeon today. Man, my voice has been going for like a week now. God damn. There you are. It's done. Though I feel I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. Hey, it's dead. It's dead, my girl. Oh no, she's roughed up. Better sneak her back to her chambers before Dad criticizes. I'm fine. You don't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find the Heartstone. They said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the brush. I immediately get the vibe, and it's quite sad, that Minfilia, everywhere we've arrived, she's been the first to be like, I want to help. Can I help around the town, the village? Like, she's immediately living in 2 shadows. One, she's never lived. No, 3 shadows. She's never lived outside of a prison. So it's all new to her. 2, she's the Oracle, so she's has the power to save this world, that whole weight of burden and responsibility. And then 3, living in the shadow of the other Minfilia, knowing that the rest of the Scions want her, and everything that she did in terms of helping. be here somewhere. What, the heart? The heart stone. Oh mate, where's your heart stone? Where's that guys? By the way, let me see you, beautiful. Beautiful. That's nice. I get like a lightning doing her Louis Vuitton. You know, a Louis Vuitton moment phase. I like that. God, all these mounts are so fucking sparkly. How'd you get this frosty Fenrir? Oh, I love that. Terra's eyelashes. As beautiful as. Just an arrow pointing down into your cleavage. 1 million MGP equals Fenrir. Alright, so that's the golden saucer points. Just how hard is that to get, really? What did you have to do? Fill me in on some of your suffering. Ah, Lahid at the wrong time. Embarrassing. There seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Oh man, you see, why do that? Easy if you do the weekly fashion report, 60k each week. What's the weekly fashion report? Fashion? I need to change my HUD so bad. My head's blocking off this chat. There is the Heartstone. I literally, after FF15, I have like little to zero patience for this now. After the traps, where it showed me a circle in which was the area that the traps were, and that was some shit, man. I broke that day. I now have zero patience. Don't start with me, Helm Beetle. I'm on the edge! Where the are you hiding around this tree somewhere, trying to be smart? Yes! Well done! Okay. The fashion report is an equipment puzzle thing. People have usually come up with multiple answers by the time turning is in. Oh, you get your outfit evaluated. But by who? Oh, he's retreating. Oh, you bastard. You bastard bug. Has Pez been grabbing ether currents as he goes? What do you think the answer is? I've grabbed one or two. I don't plan to ever fly in 14. All these goddamn privileged modern-day MMO players with their flying mounts taken to the skies. I'm gonna do it old school. I'll run everywhere. What tune? Guesses for the next name of the expansion. Go on, have some wild guesses. See if someone gets it. Is there any kind of naming scheme? Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers? I don't think so. Did you have any luck? Oh, it's beautiful. This has to be. You know, they could always said you were a woman of many talents. Yes, I am. And I think I begin to understand what he meant. I have much to learn if I'm to be even half the hero you are. Stop it, Minfilia. The hero she was. There it is. There it is. My heart's going to break for this Minfilia at some point. Or maybe she'll live happily ever after. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. We should hurry back to Slitherbow. Runa and the others are probably worried. So we know that this is the only Minfilia that Thancred has looked after, right? It's not been Mob. He hasn't done a Caius Ballad yet. But there's been how many Minifilias? What, 100 years of them? How many would that realistically be generationally? 5. Wait, Ranjit looked after the other 20. 20. Wow. Wait, so do they all... That means they must all die really quick, all within Ranjit's lifetime? Because yeah, Ranjit used to lead into the army with the Oracle. When's Ranjit going to come onto our team? That dude is strong, we need him. Oh, I could have just TP'd here. God damn, these mounts are so mace-head. Oh, what an horrible body structure. They were used as soldiers, so they probably all died on the battlefield. Yeah. They led the armies. Thank goodness you're safe. I had begun to fear the worst. By all that it's dark. By all that it's dark. You found it. I should have spoken to Thancred first. We can proceed with our service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guard our spirits unto the sunless sea in the hereafter. Even should we be fed by the Sin Eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. Well, with it then. Well... Oh god, here we go. Thancred, I can explain. Just get bollocked. I feel like I know the Vauthry map pretty well. Runa let out a sigh of relief. Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done the blessed. I must assist you and your friends attend to dear service as an honoured guests. As an honoured guests, there is still much we can do to prepare, but please go and inform the others. It will be held in the darker. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. The Stollers led a Goth tribe. Where does the name Goth even come from? Gothic. Gothic, like the Frankenstein story. Considered Gothic. Oh shit. And as we help them recover lost heirloom out in the woods, I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. They were Cineas, and as long as she accompanied you... As long as she accompanied you, but do try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... let's just say a little bird told me, and it's been telling me now that Lenora has business with us. I can't read today. Something the matter? They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It'll be held in the dark here. It's being held in the dark. Well, we'll take care not to be late, I promise. Germanic tribes. Sweet dates back to. Goth was used to describe a type of architecture. Or predominantly... Oh no, arches. Arches are something different. There's like a repeating thing in architecture that has been passed down for hundreds of years. I watched our document, thousands of years. I watched that documentary, I've forgotten now. Right, between your early excursion and my patrol of the area for Cineas, hopefully your Stoller, and Jay will be able to finish their work in peace. Wait, how do I get into the darker? Oh, the door opens. Oh, there's my girl. She looks so evil. I'll do what I can to decipher the tablet's contents as quickly as I can, though I fear it will require time. I can ill afford, even with your Urian J's help. In my time here, I read through texts covering all manner of topics regarding the Ronkan Empire, but there was surprisingly very little pertaining to linguistics. I suspect they were lost in the chaos that ensued at the time of the flood. If there were to describe such a terrible loss of knowledge, it is one we will now never know. My friend tried to argue with me that paper has been humanity's greatest invention. We had a big old debate on it. I was like, no, surely it's the internet, mate. He's like, no, it's paper. I was like, why paper? And he's like, well, that's how we pass down information and knowledge. I was like, alright, but what about tablets and shit? Like, they're engraving that stuff on rock before then. Oh, well, not properly. Paper was the first proper thing. I don't know, anyone thinks paper or internet, there's something more important than that. When your Stoller first arrived in the first, she made swift work of the Cabinet of Curiosity, and thirst yet unsated, she then journeyed hither, seeking the wisdom of Ronka. She found little in the way of welcome from the blessed, however. 'Twas not until the Great Fire, where she denied the Sin Eaters a feast of Aether, that she gained their trust. Since then I have served as liaison twixt Slitherbow and the Crystarium, that she might be kept abreast of others' efforts. Stoller came save the day. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong room. Gamey cactus, that's why my throat is still hoarse. That's 16 reaction. It has absolutely blown my vocal cords. I sound husky. The music is a bit loud. Actually saying that, I'm amazed you guys haven't said that sooner. Because yeah, I've got my audio channels on TGS settings. TGS settings. Well, up my audio and my music. There we go. Is that better? Paper is a good call, but like you said, the thing before that, it's all evolving. Stone, paper, digital. I can't wait until an alien race comes down. Some other hyper-intelligent species that we've managed to send a signal to. We get to show them the internet. Oh, yes. Placid Elder. Hello, Placid Elder. The elderly woman hands you a candle. She then points over at a nearby corner where you might place it. Ooh, this is a nice room. This is a candle for every dead soul. Ooh. This is a sacred place. Right, where do I place my candle? How many candles? 4 of them? 4 candles. Hang on. Yeah, man. The DMC-5-ish combat. I'm going to do a video on combat next. I don't know. I would you guys describe DMC as a tactical combat system? Because that's all that ever comes to my mind. When I first see a Final Fantasy, I remember when I saw that combat, I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's some element of tactical play. Because, you know, to me, Final Fantasy, it really is. It's haste, it's bios, it's stops, you know, it's all this array of magic that helps you in so many different ways. And little of that ever gets really expressed properly through action combat like 15. You know, the magic didn't really work in as cool a way. So that's why I always immediately cross that. I don't think it's going to be... It's style-based combat, exactly. That's a good way to word it. Style-based. But at the end of the day, I'm always so stoked for vast changes between Final Fantasies. It's so crazy to me how so many people are unadaptive to a franchise that has just changed so freaking much. Like, some people are like, oh, I don't like Luke 16, I prefer the days of like 6, with like your villains were clans. I don't know, I suppose everyone's got their own view. Oh, here we go,
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Stoller's voice. This would be a pretty cool tribe to hang with, I think. Of all the places we've seen so far, this is where I'd want to spend my apocalypse. The other two places were much worse.
Let us begin.
Bruno's got a cool voice. Oh god, that water's old. Oh no. Oh, that's gone stagnant. Oh, I just saw a bottle of water at the back of my desk. I thought, oh, go on. Oh, stagnant water.
I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Todia. But in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers.
What did she have, like a blessed knight's blessed name? And then a real name? But in the dark, we shall remember her as Menine. Did I even know this character? Who died?
We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace.
It's just someone who's died off screen, right? Yeah, thought so.
In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore.
They all keep their real names secret. That is why your Stoller was going by Matoya. Yeah. But in death, they then they say a real name. I suppose. Makes sense.
May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
I think it was Alan Watts who said if God was real, she'd be a black woman. Or more than a dude. You say, oh, you picture God as a dude. But considering the vast majority of space is dark matter and darkness,
that vessel represents the night
God would
sky,
be a black woman.
the sunless sea of heaven.
I think he said female because the world works better on compassionate values. And us men don't know compassion. To the darkness we'll go.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow. Lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
Darkness is a very curious thing, especially when I did that ayahuasca ceremony with some shamans in Peru. They call it the vine of death, because while you're tripping, and you can experience this on quite a few different psychedelic experiences, where you pretty much feel like you've just died. I've seen Ginge laying there going, I've just died, I've died. Where you go into the void. But the funny thing is, often you're not scared. It's strange. You don't have a body. You're just sort of comatose in like a vacuum of dark. But there's something like super warm. There's something comforting about it. And you think you'd freak the fuck out experiencing that. Like an experience of death. That's why I call it vine of death. But it's not. It's actually kind of comforting in a stupidly weird way. Not to say that's what real dying will feel like, because who knows? But maybe it's not so bad. Wait, you've done ayahuasca? You have as well, yeah. I did ayahuasca with El Ginge, my sister Tash. And yeah, you go into the darkness, man. It is pitch black. Pitch freaking black. And you got to go down there for 8 hours. You fish around in the dark. And all your fucking fears and worries and insecurities will come out. Sometimes in the forms of like fangs and teeth. And it's fucking... Whoa!
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service.
And then you come out the other end.
On behalf of the blessed, you've had my sincerest thanks.
You see the night sky and you're just like, ah. Never been a more beautiful night sky. That's why I joined your Stoller's cult.
The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
I should like to meet her. You know I don't deserve such reference. That's it. Fake humility. Fake humility.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing.
Let's go slay some sin eaters then. I almost said light bringers.
Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will?
Such a weird format of sentences right there, isn't it? Bring back the hopes and dreams, drown light, bring back dark. I love it. So flipped. Light Warden. That's what was... That's what was in my brain.
Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
God, thank you.
No,
say something
right.
lovely.
We will bring back the dark.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact. Orionje and I finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
What do you think would be easier to survive? 10 years of dark or 10 years of light? I'm just always wondering, in FF15, how did plants survive without any light? And then, what if plants have nothing but light and no nighttime? Like, what's the ecological fallout of each of those? Like, surely 15, like, all plants should have just died. Oxygen supply cuts off. Dead. Surely light, so that the plants can stay around. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, dark, you'd have fungi. That's true, actually. Actually, most of our oxygen comes, weirdly, from I think it's like a type of algae or something that coats the surface of the ocean. And you can see it from aerial shots. Parts of the ocean that is slightly bluer than the rest. And they're huge sweeping blankets of these things that provide most of our oxygen. Learning with pears on a Monday. Who felt good this Monday? Who got up and was like, yes! Another week! Another week! If there was at least one person who felt that, share it with us all. Right, what do you suppose she's gleaned from the tablet? Whomst to know? Hopefully your Stoller has some good news to share. A chance to reclaim the night has lit a fire in Minfilia that I would see rekindled. Or that I would see kindled. Yes. Right, good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Who are you, Exarch? Are you Grahatia? Don't tell me. I still don't know, but there's a tale in there somewhere. I bet. Stoller seems quite pleased with herself, but whether she has good or bad news to share remains to be seen. Light would do similar. Trees weren't taking CO2 at night, and many animals would be thrown wild or killed if no night. Humans too would get thrown for 6, with persist daytime if guessed. Your body would struggle, but yet your circadian rhythm. It'd be crazy. Alright, let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkan Empire. It was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with neighbouring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. Okay. In their desperation, I'm just thinking, is this war happening as some sort of reflection of the source, like parallel to what's going on in the source? In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow help us get into Ixmiar? Yeah, indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove themselves an ally of the Ronkan Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruins' protectors to grant us safe passage. What could possibly go wrong? The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one resource. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Ronkan texts and translations into a more modern dialect, which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I'm confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in I don't know any of these places that I am. But we're in Satia now. Here in Satia, quite close to Slitherbow, in fact. The good news ends there, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of dark worshippers. The Children of the Everlasting Dark. Yeah! Radical, I was going to say right. Sorry, that was my own bias. When I think of right wing, I think of dark worshippers. Shit, I've just given away my political bias. The Children of the Everlasting Dark. If I'm to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need to ensure that I will have enough. I'm afraid I must ask you and thank you to assist me. Lolorito incarnate. Wait, why are you saying that? Lolorito ain't dead. He's still flitting around out there. And before you even ask, the answer is no. If we're to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. She ain't coming. All right, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. Such a flamboyant expansion into a bow. Expand and bow. Right, then let us convene outside. To the west of Slitherbow, where the path diverges. Now, Pez, right-wing craze are practically the personification of light gone too far. I don't know. It's crazy when I watch that Social Dilemma. It's telling me all these informations, showing me all these graphics about ideological polarization, how drastic it's been in the last few years, where, yeah, if you look at something like left and right, they were saying like 25% of the left sees the right as an immediate existential threat to the country, and the right, similar again, 25% are essentially the enemy who's bringing about the downfall. It's too divisive, guys. We got to do as the Eorzean Alliance does. We got to come together. It just may take us many, many expansions. Where am I going? I've got to round on my leggies. Yeah, and Emmerich is the sexiest man that has ever existed. These are all facts. Also, Pez, if you missed it before, Yuzura's theme in KH3 Remnant is called Nachtflugel. Is it? Nachtflugel? Which is German, which means wings of night. So they got another night reference in there. Night versus Night Sky Prince. Yeah, I'm actually really excited for what happens with that Yuzura Bizzle. I assume it's gonna have a whole different feel to it. I wouldn't mind the complexities of Kingdom Hearts continued on in some other new, fresh feeling avenue. AK, no more Disney! I don't know, I enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I didn't play it for ages because I was like, Disney? Nah, man. Nah. It honestly made me re-like it. But I don't know, I still think the Disney aspect is such a low appeal of all the appeals that draw me to Kingdom Hearts. I like all of Kingdom Hearts' just unique characters and the unique elements of the story. I don't give a fuck, Elsa. I like Frozen as much as the next 28-year-old man, you know? Who doesn't love a bit of Frozen? But I don't give a shit about experiencing your half-concocted story just so you can fit into this game in some way. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in, though Larxene did have an ice palace. So, something amazing did come from that. Right, a guard has been posted at Cloak to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has ought to share of their recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and stay alert. I would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them into the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. Alright, these are radicals. Let's go kill some nuns. Oh, that's the other great thing that did come out of Kingdom Hearts. Donald's power level. Yeah. Donald is so freaking strong. Bahamut, eat your heart out. Hello, Ohi-Shen? Ohi-Shen? How's he doing? I've further theory that originally the Frozen World had Elsa as the final boss. But when it became popular, they had Nomura change it. You mean that was definitely that actually could be the concept for that? And he changed it because too many people cottoned on? I would have liked to have given Elsa a smacking. I do not interfere with our work. Let's have a look at these extremists. Alright. Feathery, darky outfits. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna deny that, Flash. That Pirates of the Caribbean world was a bit of juicy! By the way, did anything amazing happen at TGS for the Kingdom Hearts slot? I know they had the Kingdom Hearts slot. So this depends. How the fuck would Larxene make an ice prison palace? That all know. She even states that ice wasn't her style. It's clearly a reused asset. Oh yeah, it made 0 sense. Completely 0. But it was my girl Larxene doing something, so by definition it's great. By the blessed dark. Thank goodness you are unharmed. She says, looking at me. We would have arrived sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children. You are an acquaintance of Master Matoya, then. My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless. Strange? What have you seen? What's in your pockets is At first there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary, the usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas of what? Could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the Blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. But perhaps we can use their present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. Yeah? If we were to introduce a threat to the nest where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Release the bees! Set them loose on the nest and we would have an opportunity to sneak into their encampment. Okay, what a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it's settled. We're going to release the bees to protect the spoders. No, to kill the spoders. Yes, to disrupt the spoders. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. Alright. Let's have some honey! Pal, I don't know what's worse, Disney's interventions or Square not letting Nomura say versus 13. Wait, is that actually another tale? Did they stop Nomura saying versus saying? All I'm gonna say is it really wouldn't surprise me. You could taste the salt in that Kingdom Hearts 3. Yozura stuff. There was all that double lingo, especially with that star. The star that might be, I guess, Stella. Being like, they fucked me over. Screw them. They're the evil that needs stopping here. Oh, Nomura. You could feel him venting. He was doing a Ventus. Oh shit, I interrupted it. Let's get stung. Wild swine. Where's my crew? Help. Some wild swine are gonna attack me. When Yozura's in the car. Nah, it's not Yozura, it's Riku. Riku who's in the car. By the way, very quickly, it's probably yes, but I saw the little bits of the 14 trailer because of the Tokyo Game Show. Snippets. How spoilery was that trailer? It looked really cool though. You kind of had like classes, you know, like the silhouettes of them on the thumbnail. That looked pretty dang. Thank you, Morgoth. Morgoth, mate. I think that was the Limit Breaks trailer. Yeah, that's what they called it actually, Limit Breaks. I'm safe to watch that, right? Oh, I'll give that a watch then. Oh, look at this. I shit you not. I literally did like 3-4 hour tours while I was in Southeast Asia. Like commutes to see waterfalls like this. Ah, and there was one particular one like this. Oh, God, it was beautiful. But yeah, it was packed with people. Packed with people to the gills. What I'm saying is what I'm just seeing casually in 14 now. That was like a 7-8 hour, nearly £100 day for me. And I'd see this beautiful 14 one. Oh, there we go, another waterfall. These things are amazing IRL. You never stood under a waterfall and just got smacked. Just got proper munched. Pez actually forbade Pez actually forbade all Square employees from even saying its name. I forbid it! Wow, so Square forbade them from saying anything about Versus or even talk about it or its production, hence why Nomura used to say former project. I was unable to say Versus 13. He was surprised when in an interview someone said it and he said, we can't say that word now. And that's why I always said Versus 13 wouldn't get a like-for-like reboot. It won't get a reboot. I said they might recycle the concepts into something else, yeah. But they were never going to bring out a product that directly flew in the face of 15. And that's the one thing about the Versus reboot group. That was the bit of pill that whenever you said that to them, they'd be like, no, shut up. Don't watch the Limit Break trailers, boss spoilers. Well, actually, I think I saw one of those bosses. It looked like a male angel. It looked like some sort of Raphael, Michelangelo, motherfucker. Wait, use a large. Oh, I've not used my large burlap. My burlap sack. Yeah, we got Catherine endings to watch, guys. I think 13 alternative ones. My Catherine ending was so shite. It was so poop. Pez, why is your party dying? They did a countdown. I think they're running something. This is what you guys get for going without me. You wipe. Serves you bloody right. They were like, oh, we can do this without Pez. Yeah. Not looking so smart now, are you? Is Pez navigating on his own? Yeah, I've been made to be a big boy in Ayahuasca. Off. Take that, cloud of bees. Let me nick your natural resources. Because you're just an animal. And that makes you a resource to me. Peasants to try out Blue Mage. I've not tried out a lot of classes. I've only tried out Arcanist, a smidgeroo of Dancer, and my Warrior. But quick question, game I've not played, and considering it was our FF16 director, I worked on 11 to 40 mostly, but Last Remnant was his direction of directing. What was Last Remnant like as a game? Is that shit good? Keep forgetting to use my burlap. Didn't you try Red Mage at one point? Am I tripping? I've not tried Red Mage, but again, considering how conceptually interested I've become by them recently, I might want to try it. Just tell me, man, Joshua is in a Red Mage outfit. Is it a Red Mage outfit? Fuck, if that's the one thing I'm actually cool. Our next main protagonist should be based around a Red Mage. Last Remnant is good, and it's turn-based combat. Interesting. So the director has been on turn-based projects. Yeah, the one thing I thought about 16 very quickly is that Ryota kind of did acknowledge what us fans like in terms of combat. So I think he's not going to just do a straight Devil May Cry combat. I think he's going to try to find something that makes the classic Final Fantasy medium come through a bit. Hopefully. Right, well, were you able to find any? Well, yes, I'm covered in bee stings, you bastard. The guard returned to Slitherbow, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehive, Sanquid and I were successful in acquiring what we need. How did you fare? My faith! My faith hurts! Right, this is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Let's hurry before the bees begin to stir. Yeah, you get a bee up that dress. It ain't coming out again. Not for a while. What if it's like 7 Remake's combat system? Well, it can't really be because... No, I always say the 7 Remake, it's just taken the ATB system, but it's like the emphasis on action. So action with moments of tactical gameplay, ability to do it. I'd like the flip. I'd like just a flip of what 7 Remakes did. Just flip that on its head. Predominantly strategic with action elements. I think so, man. Yeah, real good turn-based system that has mode to engage in an action combat way. As the things you planned tactically play out, you then fight combatly and skillfully around your... So it'd be like each turn, essentially. Right, the Shooter settlements is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the guard, there is an airway path from the entrance which leads to the spider's nest. If the fates are kind, then always be clear. But yeah, right, hear me out on this. So you've got like a predominantly... You cast your teammates, and you go into a tactical mode. Now let's say you decide, okay, I can take one character into action combat, where you then do a more expansive, controlled version with that character. So you could have your classic tank, DPS, healer role, and let's say you want to go DPS. You plan on the tank, some sort of aggro and self-defensing to pull the boss. Maybe you've got to do a line up a heal or something on another character. And then you go action mode with your DPS. Like you could have your support, for example, in the turn-based mode. You could put all the buffs on the person you're going to act with. So like maybe a haste or like a fire sword. And then that happens and poof, action mode. And you go running in with your fiery fucking hasty sword. And then you come back into line. You plan again next. Oh, my health is low, my life is low. Okay, so I want that action combat mode to be on my healer. Now I take control of my healer. And with that, I now go around and I... in a kind of a cool action way, heal my characters. Or maybe this this round, the boss is about to drop something huge. So with this action mode, I go tank. And I just do backline strategies with my characters. So now I'm actioning with the tank, doing defensive mode, blocking, like live action blocks and shit. Ooh! Ooh-wee! I don't know, that's always my headcanon. I never know if I express it or if it's a thing that could be done. 16 will be the story of the 13th Shard, and my mind won't be changed till it comes out. Well, the one thing I kind of thought on that was, in the English trailer they said the Battle of the Twin Realms. You know, and when you hear Twin Realms, you're like, oh shit, how literally do we take that? If this is based on 14, and there's reflections and shit, is that Twin Realm literal? Apparently that was not in the Japanese translation. It didn't say Twin Realm, Battle of the Twin Realms. Could still be the name, but... I know, just like Ifrit came from another realm into this one. 2 fire icons from 2 separate realms in one realm. We should move quickly before any of the children arrive. Hey guys, might be actually getting a Parasite Eve sequel or remake. Was it Parasite Eve? Someone was saying it was a terrible game and ruined... No, was it... No, I think it was Third Birthday. I'm basically talking about Susie. You know, Sphere Hunter? I can't believe how big Sphere Hunter's got now. Like, she mostly does the Resident Evil stuff. But I remember having doing a little chat with her years back when she was just starting out. She's massive now. She's bigger than me. He said like Third Birthday ruined Parasite Eve or something. Right, up there is the airway. Do you see it? I see it. A bit far perhaps, but we should be able to toss the bag through. Though we should probably loosen the ropes for keeping it closed. Enough that it falls open when it lands inside. Good thinking. May I do the honours? Throw a bag of angry bees that is slightly open. Yes, Thancred. You can definitely have the honours. Thancred's outfit looks like a recycled tent. Like, look, you see these? What's the point of those? They're tent peg holds. That's what you put a tent peg through to keep it attached to the ground. He's wearing a recycled tarp. A tarpauling. Well, that should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Bees by the abyss! Oh god, they're everywhere! Ow, help! Someone help! We have to save the spiders! Sounds like our plan is working. Still, it's quite likely not all were drawn away from their posts. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy your Stoller more time. Should anyone get past me, it falls for you to guard her. It's this dungeon time. Against the dark cult. Yes, your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt we'll come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing around bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, if you both are ready. You're Stoller and Thancred, they're getting alright. They started off pretty adversarially to begin with. There's a bit of fire and heat between them. But I think it's all good. Right, go on, I'll be right behind you. Right, into this bloody crack we go. Right, how do I get in? Wait, can I run in? How'd you expect me to get in? Someone fly me into the crack! Wait. I need someone to fly me into the crack. It's too high. Unless I've got to go around, or... Oh no! My days of not collecting ether currents have come to a hostile standstill. Shit. Look at your map pairs. What, head round here, maybe? I will never fly! Screw you! I assume you can flap into that crack, though. Wait, this looks like it leads nowhere. Oh! Ho, 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 ho. Yes, I see you got to go iron down there and then into there and through there. Ho, 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 ho. Okay. Shit, let me get my new mount. Oh, Tash, what are you cooking? No? How did I just get the really profound smell of food then? My brain's making it up. Imaginary food smells. Oh, I'll pass some tomatoes. Oh, tomatoes. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you've been saying about these things. Alright. Oh, it looks like a jar. Whoa! Oh! 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 Oh, shit! What? Oh, that's ridiculous! I thought the tomatoes in 13.2 were weird. A tomato nearly ended the world. Shit you not. It was slowly degrading with its acidic tomato juices, which I don't think tomatoes are even that acidified. But yeah, the king tomato was bringing the pillar down. I want to get a syrup spouted. Spout me, baby. Hose me down. Whoa. That is so weird. All the mobs in Shadowbringers have been weird as hell. Oh my god. Monumentalist moment. Quick, guys! Pull the tree off me! Pull the tree off me. Pull it. Someone pull the tree. Yes, well done. Well done. Yes! Right, one needs to calm down. How many more? How big's the area? Fuck me. Oh. 10-ish ether currents. No. And you ask me why I'm not flying. What an immoral task. Ah, shit, you're making me pull the tomato. Cheeky. Into the dark we go. Nice little passive wood bat. There's gonna be a lot of shit to kill in here, guys. Feel free to go nuts. If I put my stance on. What's the latest 14 content that's dunked, guys? Been more recently come out. When's more stuff coming? I'm just wondering when I'm gonna converge onto modern day content. Obviously, it depends how much I do my streams, but I plan to be regular for the rest of the next weeks. Oh, and the near raid. When can I do the near raid? 5.3 is most recent still. December. Oh, that Kingdom Hearts chess set. So nice. Even I'm thinking about getting it. It is beautiful. And it's got like real metal pieces on it rather than what looks just like silver. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's definitely silver plastic. Yeah, man. Beautiful. Kingdom Hearts chess set. If anyone's got a link for it, post it to me. 5.4 is in December. Alright. Gotta be the main quest first. You know what blows my nip-nips off? You know what blows my nip-nips off? That reveal that FS16's been in work for 4 years. So that they started in 2016. Just post FF15 they started. 3 years, small team, hand-sized team, full year in full swing development. But even that, 3 years with even a handful of core members, that's a lot they can get done, man. Especially when that new Wukong game. That's 30 people working on it. Tell you, man, 16's in a much further development point than most people think. Oh. Caves. Would you rather live in a cave in the dank and the gloom and the slight cold? Would you rather live in the desert? Blistering, well actually it'd be cold as fucking shit at night there as well. I'd like to live in a cave for a while. I feel me and cave life, we could vibe. Right, the fun of seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps the monument is further in. Yeah, they've kept a nice lid on 16, for sure. I mean, considering the reason why they said 7 Remake, they had to show us in 2015, is the news was going to get out. We knew we weren't anywhere close to getting 7 Remake done, but the news was going to get out, and we couldn't keep a fucking lid on it. I mean, it must be so hard to keep a lid on stuff. When there's hundreds of people working. What kind of punishment do you get if you sign a non-disclosure agreement of a game and you break it? I assume there's probably been plenty of examples of people getting fucked for that. What's the traditional punishment? Fine? Jail? Is it enough for jail? Yes, this is it. I will be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. It immediately gives me the Madari. Oh, is it Madari Serin? Did I say that right? FF9 Summoner Village. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls which, while I look over this? Pleasure. At glance I can tell they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. Medain Sairi. I knew it was close enough. We're not likely to come here a second time. It would behoove us to learn all that we can. Let's learn with your Stoller. Look up Kuba Pedipels. Is that someone who got munched? Fired, fine, lawsuit. Maybe, yeah. Oh, Pez, when Mum was leaked, they found in the site's data a message to secret internals to do not disclose or you will be fired. Yeah. Examine the wall. What story's going on here? Okay. So, got some like peons, some bigger peons, all holding some sort of staff or stick or sword. Oh, I wanna get this story before the game tells me. Maybe these are like Minfilias? Ronkan mural. Very old. A ruler sits atop a throne. Is that what's on the left? Yeah, alright. A ruler attended by their subjects. All over a faded mural. Now, that's obviously like a black mage, right? Black mage hat. Some sort of ethereal explosion. Some warriors fighting, maybe. No one's a knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. Central figure is considerably faded. And there's like a Lalafell to the left of him. I see that potato. There's the other one. What's going on here? Someone holding up a big old spear, some joyful people dancing. The Ruby Princess returns. Should like a floral thing. Mirror appears to be ancient. A warrior in the middle stands triumphant of what appears to be a creature of shadow. Is that what that is below? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Wait. Was it an archer to the right? Because I was immediately getting the Warriors of Darkness vibe. Kind of like Woe in the middle. He had like a white mage, Lala chick. That cat arch was badass. I like the cat arch.
These paintings.
What's their name?
They seem familiar.
Oh, there he is. Speaking of who.
Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this.
I was going to say it's his Warriors of Light, but Maybe there's been this Warrior of Light group dynamic for a long time. Albert and Seto. Journeys of Albert and Seto.
There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces.
Yeah.
He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was. But he had a good heart.
Turns out I'm immediately thinking it's the Chocobo driver. It's him. I've got a feeling that Chocobo driver, he might be the Jar Jar Binks of this game. Everything relates back to him.
He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day.
Ooh, okay.
One day you'll all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself?
I hope so. I hope I get a cave painting.
I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder.
Ardbert's got such a great voice for these kind of scenes. Such a good voice. I think this is one of my favourite themes. Ooh. You play this scene over almost any bit of dialogue and it just feels weightier and more important, more poignant.
Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? But did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses.
Gendry, yeah, I've seen you guys say a few times. Gendry from Game of Thrones. Which one's Gendry?
Will warrant an addition to this collection, or some other kind of monument.
Gendry was just that knight, wasn't he? I was going to say Game of Thrones spoilers, but fuck Game of Thrones Season 8. Gendry and his dad got burnt by a dragon, didn't he? Fuck, I can't remember who Gendry was. The hot dumb blacksmith. Oh, the one that Arya banged, I think. There was that super kind of awkward, slightly banging scene. That felt very weird to watch. Especially because Arya, the actress, she literally looks like 14 or 15. I remember how funky that felt to watch. Oh yeah, I remember Gendry now. Shit, that's the context it took me to remember. Amazing what my brain remembers.
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place.
Stupidly hot blacksmith. I know, hot dumb.
Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
Oh my god, he was. It's Robert Baratheon's real son. Oh, yeah, that was it. Oh, jeez. Sugar! No blacksmith has any right being that hot. I mean, Orlando Bloom from Pirates of the Caribbean was a blacksmith, so... They're always hot. Technically, Thor is a fucking blacksmith, really. Smashing on his anvil. Good to see my distraction proved successful. I believe I now have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Lenore, did the murals appear to be of any significance? Yeah, man. There's been walls for Taz's depictions of heroes from the Age of Gods, the Ronkan Empire, and immediately before the Flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiquities. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove to be used in the future. Your Stoller's thirst. Needs to be sated. Right, let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we've returned, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of import, you will be the first to know. Emmett's VA is a Shakespearean theatre actor. That makes so much sense. That makes an awful lot of sense. Emmett Selk's such a dick. Yeah, last time we saw him, he showed up, hung around, pissed the blessed knights off, then said we were boring him and buggered off. Right, now that you're here, there's something I want to ask you. Orion J told me that Thancred was something of a rogue in the past. As a wolf among sheep, he said. What did he mean by that? Do you know? What does he mean by that? Thancred, a wolf among sheep? Do we tell Minfilia about the orgies? Is Thancred proud of the orgies? Is Thancred still capable of orgies? I say yes. Orion J has tended to Minifilia's wounds, but I fear his garrulous nature. Garrulous? What's that word? Garrulous nature has gotten the better of him. Man, 14 teaches me so much linguistic. Alright, Lenora, the guard told me you left with the Master Matoya to Woven Oath. And no sooner do you return than she locks herself away in their chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. Oh, but she is safe. And that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat by the fire? The stew. A delicious stew. Oh, garrulous is long-winded. Talkative. They made a long-winded word to express long-windedness. Oh wow! Is that a phoenix chocobo? A phoenix barding on chocobo. Oh. How get? Oh, that is so nice. Where am I going? Wait by the fire. Oh, just over it. Alright, am I coming up to a dungeon or anything soon? Just looking at the time of the stream. I kind of want to smash some food in and do my Catherine viewing. I've got to see the other Catherine in it, man. I've got to see it. But yeah, I'm going to try to do some long 14 dives. Some long plays. We'll do a marathon through the week at some point. Suzaku barding from the Four Lords.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
What is this accent? Is it also like Icelandic? Male Icelandic? Same as, I think you guys said that's what Viera's were.
I tire of these games, Oriange. Why do you pretend you cannot see it?
Yeah, these two had a big interaction in the trailer. Something about defying fate. Oriange had his cards.
The blessing may spare her the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. She is not as she was in the source.
I should have clocked that in my head. I said at the start of the stream, the Stoller didn't recognise our Aether. suppose it makes a lot of sense. I actually no, I did think that. Yeah, we've sucked up all them light juices. That can't be right, man. That can't be right. That much light juice, that's got to be a laxative for darkness. You know what I mean? Suck too much light juice in,
Though I have
you're
no
going to shit
proof,
dark everywhere.
I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that she has been suffused with their light.
Though I
Hello,
have given
Oryx.
thought to this
Oryx
possibility,
butt
I
cake.
dare not speak until more is known.
Oryx but cake. Oh mate, I mean Yoshi-P we definitely trust.
By the time you
Yoshi-P
gain to enlighten us,
safe.
it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I
He's
know
getting so
full
much
well,
heat.
after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions.
So much heat for his garrulousness.
But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask.
Something is afoot between our brain genius scions.
The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen.
Did you?
Did you?
Did you actually see it? Urianger's...
Help! Someone help!
He's done another
The
thing.
Almorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Shit, the Almorans are here. Oh god, it's Ranjit. Damn, that was an interesting interaction. Yeah, because we know Urianger, he will walk the path that is pretty undesirable. That mofo sided with the Asians to get more info. Oh, what have you done now, Urianger? Come on, Ranjit. Old man Ranjit, who's definitely the reincarnation of Yang from 4. He's got the same moves. He's got that old man's strength. He's got some of that Joel in him. Yes! Stripper light wardens. Woo! The Exarch has come to... I love the Femzorn and Thorns. They're amazing. We're going to do Grahati, Crystal
Good it is to
Exarch.
see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous.
God damn. Oh, that Vauthry sign. Design.
Let us dispense with the pleasantries.
It's really summing.
This merry band of dissidents people are calling warriors of darkness. They have slain sin-eaters.
And that voice.
By all accounts, the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers. So I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
God, how's Exarch going to answer?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival.
Saying it as a few Light Wardens chill.
Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Because sexy sinner eater opie. Right. Do we need to say more? Look to your left, look to your right.
Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation.
Man, if only corruption actually worked like that. How great would that be? Like, the more corrupt you are as a person, the more you physically start taking on telltale signs of corruption. Like, you would just... The politicians wouldn't be able to get away with shit. They wouldn't be able to get away with nothing. You just look at them and, oh, me little fucking like haggard and corrupt and cronish. You'd be like, well, I can see your blight. I can see the blight's got you. I ain't voting for you, you blighted bastard. But then again, that's, you know, Joe Biden's had a facelift and Trump's orange. So they would just... it is happening. That mechanic is in place. They're just paying for facelifts to disguise it.
With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion.
Whoever this Vauthry VA, he's killing it.
They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king.
You go in there, Vauth.
Nay,
Yeah?
a god.
Wait, is that bit curling there? Is that another bit of hair? So he's got a Don Corneo flap, and has he got a big luscious pigtail around the back? Actually, this would be a good thumbnail. Hold on, me and Vauthry, we're gonna get a quick thumbnail. I want the chat to disappear, so we get the full thing. I've got to look like him.
I will see them.
Oh, the chat did disappear. Fuck.
Their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss.
Thumbnail it, Carl. When you see that scene, thumbnail it.
Are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need.
Alright, we get it. Vague ideals.
Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which
I basically want to stay as the leader. I get it, Vauthry. Go on, Crystal Exarch.
that
Stab
is
his
why
ass.
the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more.
An epiphany. So Exarch thinks Vauthry will be the cause of the 8th Umbral calamity, or he made a note about it. Did Oranjay really see it? Was that your Stoller's question? There's something. There's something.
You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power.
Pap! Pap! He slammed his staff to announce the beginning of his Vauthry roast. Yeah.
But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding.
Preach, Exarch!
This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now, and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making, or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Vauthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know. That their children may never know.
Yeah, man. What XIII is expressing here. This is why the old classic format of the boss in the video game. There's real life bosses. We got problems that we as a race we need to surmount. And these big old problems, they've become like huge giant entities of their own. I think Duncan Trussell was saying this. He was compared to like Zeus, like God of War and shit. It seems like insurmountable, and it's huge and it's powerful, it's bloated, and then there's that ever persisting theme of human will.
I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before,
the dreams,
which we bequeath to those who come after.
the determination of the human spirit.
Upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains. And I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
We're going to war then.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm.
Oh.
For I have faith in the future they would build.
More green screening out. Ah! Oh, Jesus! Mad static shock from that light. Ah!
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you. So naive. So painfully predictable. Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eaters' defense.
Ooh, are they talking about where we are?
Insurrection will not be tolerated. The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command.
Purple, that their colour of corruption again? I can't stop seeing it now, everywhere. They've like Square Enix love making purple the evil colour.
And you are no exception.
Obviously you weren't really there.
What? Insolence, fine. I will.
Yeah,
not
another tantrum.
stand for this. Do you hear me?
Don't you like purple, Pez? My favourite colour, man. It's colour of royalty. Wait, what's on the chest? Look at the chest, look at the armpit. Ah. What did I miss? Oh, here we go. Dead Knights Blessed, Ranjit, quite a lot of your more soldiers.
For the Knights Blessed.
Oh shit! That's one of they're the extremists. Man, that chick over Ranjit. She looks cool as hell. Oh wow, the extremists have teamed up with Ranjit, jeez.
I do.
That's not it.
I presume that is your doing.
Vauthry has a special secret in his armpit. Can I type in Vauthry onto Google and look? Can someone just send me a model? Someone post me a picture model. Let me just click it. Let me have a peek. I mean, you say no, but surely if it's there, I should have seen it by now. Don't do it, Pez. So I shouldn't type in Vauthry's armpit. Oh shit. The fact that everyone's saying no like that. What's in his armpits is. What is in his armpits is.
If you've come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands.
Oh dear. Time to bust out
By
some
Lord
dank
Vauthry's
magic.
decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
No.
Is that so?
Go
And
on.
the children of the everlasting dark have acquiesced to this madness.
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore.
Time to crank up the Stoller sass.
Therefore, his
Gone
lordship
burning.
has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the everlasting dark.
Proxy war, shadow war.
In
that-
his wisdom, Lord Vauthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith.
Yeah, this reminds me of very scary similarities to like strategies that America and even Britain deployed in the Iraq and Afghan wars. We were paying warlords. We were paying warlords to basically saying if there's any Al-Qaeda, send them over to us. Obviously warlords in the Middle East can't be trusted. Obviously they're just as fucking dark, a different kind of darkness. All they did is they rounded up their enemies, shipped them over to the US, and they stuck them in Guantanamo Bay. That's what Guantanamo is. Literal innocent people who didn't even get a trial because they were rounded up by warlords. This is such a parallel to that right now. Dang. Yeah, and like the shadow wars in Africa and shit, and toppling regimes and putting in. I mean, Gaddafi was put in by the US.
You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the warrior of darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed shadow at bay.
Everyone's teachings are perverted, aren't they? What is the one true perverted religion? I want to join it. All these perversions.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for woven oath with all haste. We will leave you, but you may have time to prepare.
Woven oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our faith to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
It's getting intense as hell, man.
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore and dealt with as such.
Right, they're going to give us a little while to strategize. Bad move, Ranjit. Bad move. But it's crazy when you see just like in the context of this fantasy game, when you see these people petulantly arguing over ideologies, you look on it and you're like,
We will discuss these developments
this is
after I have tended to our casualties.
this is so clearly bollocks. This is so clearly pathetic. You all kind of want the same thing, and here you are warring over pointless semantics in your ideologies, even though they kind of largely point to the same thing. we're just as pathetic. It is, it's very, very realistic. It's exactly what the real world is like. I think it's because everyone's having to create a freaking narrative, because how many people in this chat, I don't know, maybe there'll be some, do you trust your world leaders? Or the leader of your particular nation? Do you trust your nation's leaders? Is there going to be a single one? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Def no. Kinda. See, and that's the crazy thing. That's what that social dilemma was talking about. No one has trust of their leadership. Everyone adheres to a different set of facts. There is no such thing as like a common set of facts that we agree to. And that includes the world being round. And everyone's just yelling their ideology. Actually, it's kind of weirdly how it was once upon a time. Terence McKenna was talking about this. There was once a time in human history where there were really no foundational religions in place. Can't remember what era he was talking about. And he was saying it was kind of like a vie for ideologies, and you used to have speakers out in the streets. Apparently there's writings of like you could walk down the road and there'd be like 7, 8, 9. Like there were just croppings up of religions, just ideologies all over the place. There's everyone trying to fucking adapt to the world around them and form some sort of mental, be able to construct and compartmentalise their existence. Terence was always on something. Oh yeah, Terence was. He once said he was tripping so hard he heard a giant vulture that must have been about 20 foot tall land on his roof, and while he was tripping he shouted at the bird. He shouted, "Be gone, for I am speaking with an elder." And the bird went, and then it lifted off, and just as that happened the wind made the beams creak on his house, and so he's tripping, he's like, oh fuck, it's fucking lifted off because I told it I was speaking with the elder. I love Terence McKenna. Surely it's something we could do to help the Knight's Blessed, isn't there? Isn't there? Surely. Oh, Minfilia just wants help. That Yulmore has gained a foothold here in these woods, bodes ill for the Knight's Blessed. But how did they get through the Fairy Kingdom? I thought they got mushed up in the Fairy Kingdom. The guard hath been afflicted with the most terrible and efficacious poison. Maybe don't have to go through the woods to get here. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations, unless his condition remains unchanged. They just had to get back to Lakeland. Yeah. At present we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. Whoa! Oh my god, who's this? Reminded me of, what's her name? Mongrel. What was Mongrel's name? I hope she comes back in the story. I like Mongrel. There must be something we can do. Oyonjay wears a somber expression. Hilda. Yeah, Hilda was a good girl. Great Teak is east of Lakeland. Fairy Kingdom is the other direction from here. Yeah, I'm thinking of this very chronologically through where I've gone through my journey, which is what I'm loving about this. It feels like that, almost kind of like that linear. You go to this town and this town and then this town. This really is beginning to feel like a mainline FF to me right now. Alright, how fareth the young guard? The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present, there is naught we can do but to try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, my friends. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The children employ countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is a nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the blessed? How have they taken the news of Yulmore's generous proposition? With anger and dismay. We cannot hope to oppose both them and the children. I considered Convocation. Convocation? What the fuck is that? Of all the knights blessed that we might consider their ultimatum. But I know how they will answer. Master Matoya, I am truly sorry. We will not, cannot abandon our faith. But there is no reason for you to suffer for our decision. Your work is not yet done, and you still have time to flee. Nah, no way your Stoller's gonna leave you guys to die. Flee. Flee? A convocation is a gathering. A convocation. I am not wont to run from my troubles. In fact, with Lenora's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. Didn't your Stoller say something similar in the trailer? I am wont to run from my troubles. Something like that. There was something like that in the trailer. Right, the Yomora's presence here plainly stems from a desire to protect the Light Warden. I say we seek out and slay the creature before they return. Were darkness to fall over Raktika, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is rather easier said than done, unless, of course, you finally deciphered that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact, and with it we can prevent everything we need. We can prepare everything we need to enter Ixmarja. What say you all? We need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. I am not one to run from my troubles. Until our friend returns, I will hold the line. Yes, that was the line. We cannot deny our fate, but we cannot defy our fate. Our one course lieth before us. We cannot defy fate. Yeah, that line. For the night's blessed. Well, we are villains, are we not? We are villains. Yeah, my reading ability is so over the place today. I ain't gonna deny it. It's making me feel very insecure. Like I've dropped IQ points over the weekend. I did have a few bevies, so... Good, I'll leave the blessed in your capable hands, Runa. Very well. Oh, fuck! Oh, God, no! Responsibility! Runa is not ready. I see there is no changing your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the blessed safe. According to the tablet, we will first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Ronka in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in a complex of underwater ruins not far from here. You have some experience with the subaquatic excursions, do you not? Some subaquatic excursions. Then this should prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Pusimekta. While you see to that, Minfilia and I will remain here to help shore up Slitherbound's defences. Your aid would be greatly appreciated. Maya. Hello, matey. We can accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it. Orianna in the trailer, yeah. We can accept this fate or deny it, but we cannot defy it. We cannot deny it. Oh, hello. Who's that? Hey, it's Amber. Wait, have you changed your race? Or your skin shade? I don't know, maybe you look in this colour. Oh, Vic's got that ghastly, ghoulish vampire Miqo'te look going. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's a shiny stick. Oh, what class is this? Damn, that's a knife staff. Wait, if you haven't watched it, watch this after stream, okay? Let me open it up. How to make Final Fantasy 16? How long is this?
Projects, balance team workloads, and remove bottlenecks.
Is this a long video? Is this a short one? Hold on.
Thank you.
We'll watch it after. I'll keep open. We're about the 2 hour mark, and I'm hungry. Let's push a little bit. Let's push to the next quest. See what happens with the next quest. Are you a firm believer in fate? I'm not in fate per se. I kind of am more on two things. The law of cause and effect, which can be far more intricate than we recognise. I also think the law of attraction, to a degree, kind of guides fate. And all I mean by that is, I'm a strong believer that what you hold in your head, you hold in your hands. So I do think we have a natural creative ability that daydreams can turn into reality. As long as you think about something enough, eventually all the little micro actions that will fall out. If you remind yourself of your goals, your achievements, or your accomplishments every morning, that's why journaling's good. And then when you're just navigating through life, when you've got that thing fresh in your mind, you'll see the opportunities, you'll see the person, you'll be more likely to pick up that thing, or I'll grab that book because that might be the thing. And little tiny steps like that, hundreds and hundreds compounded, can essentially mesh together this web, this blanket, this weave of something that we kind of describe as fate or destiny. And yeah, Carl Jung, he did it with synchronicity. Carl Jung, he scientifically studied through the method. Can't remember exactly how Carl Jung did it with synchronicity. I think it was something to do with marriage and horoscopes or something. Carl Jung blows my mind. Carl Jung said that those who are unaware of their own desires and have no connection with the subconscious shadow will never manifest as fate. That's a nice line. Do you actually do that every day, Pez? I mean, the journaling and recording all. I did. I kind of drop it every now and then because I hate writing. But by and large, I've got a journal. I keep a journal. I keep my things in there. There you are, ready for a swim. The Silver Seek should be stored in a chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath the lake. However, the entrance is seemingly protected by a subtle locking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of Ronkan culture. The Ronkan sought to live in harmony with nature. My boys. When are we going to become druidic, shamanic, Horizon Zero Dawn? That's what I want to see in the future. Tech nature. I want to see an simile between the natural world and technology. It just looks amazing. That's where we're headed, hopefully. That or oblivion. I consider certain animals to be sacred. Foremost in their pantheon was the snake, portrayed by as the protector of the wood, an arbiter of life and death. Below it were four others, equal in rank: the koal, Calibri, the oppo, are those little blue bastards? And the wolf. I thought they were like pow-pows. Poppy-poppies. Poop-poops. And the wolf. Characterised as the bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment, and harmony, respectively. The wolf is harmony? To open the chamber containing the seal, the tablet states that one must pay due deference to three of these beasts by placing one's palm on monuments wrought in their image, and that this must be done in a specific sequence. If my interpretation is correct, the order can be discerned from the three commandments which follow. Give praise unto the snake, by its strength do our lands prosper. Be as the oppo, rival thy kin. They're the lemur-looking things. They're monkeys. Okay, that's what they are. So be as them, rival the kin. As all parts seek betterment, so too does the whole. Be as the wolf, move as one. Peace comes to all who seek harmony with their kin. It doesn't sound anything like any of those animals. Alright. The tablet says naught of the placement, size, or appearance of the monument. Alas, hopefully it will become clear when you reach the bottom of the lake. Go safely. Alright. Let's get into my skimpies. What does lahi mean in English? Lahi. Also, what does rally ho and lally ho? What do these things mean? Oh, light after dusk. Thank you so much, mate. Schmickies or Beatles. Thank you, mate. Right, down we go. No under the sea music. Right, This is it's a bit murky. I quite like what they've done there. What the roots, tendrily roots. Find the first statue. Am I supposed to just be around here? What is the radial area of where these statues might be? Find the first statue. Does it not necessarily have to be near this orange marker? Nah, surely it's got to be around here. It's got to be around the marker. It's further down. Oh, it does actually, yeah, the arrow, it's got an arrow pointing down. And down you must go. Structure. Covered halls of wow. Right, so this is all Ronka stuff, right? Trying to get a gist of what this ancient civilization was about. Are they kind of like Mayans? Aztecs? You find a statue of a snacky. Pat the snake. You sense something stir elsewhere in the lake. Mayanetics. Oh god, he's not going to get it. Golly Marley. Koal statue, man, that 16's koal looked sexy. Looked also a bit bossy. A bit bossish. What are koals supposed to be based on? Wait, why am I taking damage? I'm drowning! The blessings run out! Ah! The Korjin's blessing! It doesn't bless me anymore. Oh, find the second statue. Oh, it's because I touched the wrong animal. Oh shit. An ancient corruption is causing damage over time. Did I touch the right one? I did, okay. Am I supposed to know what order? They only told me about the snake. The snake. I was probably supposed to get from that riddle what the order of statues was. I don't know, what was it? Orange wears a somber expression. That's helpful. Alright. Touch that. One more. Where's the other statue at, yo? Where's the other room? And the other statue? Right, there's nothing in this room. Ain't here. Right here. Actually. Oh, it's actually on the map. Oh! Shit! All the way over there! Over there! Well, I can just swim across. I'm getting so confused with these routes. Alright, so I've got up a level. Out, up, and then over there. Okay. Hello, Crispy Creax. How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Go on, confess, guys. The best and worst thing you got up to this weekend. How do this shitty underwater hell. Ah, there we go. I can mount up. Yes. Woo! That chocobo just goes flying. Look at this boy. Wow! Wow! Oh shit! I've come up higher. Down here? It's down here. Yes, yes. Zug zug. Alright. Colibri statue. What's a colibri? Type of bird? Please be the right one. Yeah, it will be. No, it's not the right one. I'm fucking poisoned! Fuck you! Oh, so it would just be another statue in this. It's got to be in the same area. That's it. There's nowhere else in this room. Legideem. Have a good work. Oh, here it is. Wolf statue. Who's just that? I've been poisoned again! Wait, no I haven't. Have I? No, I haven't. Oh man. What a lovely little dragon. Reminds me of the 16 image. The chocobo dies in 16, man. We're going back to another grisly chocobo slaughter. See the bird all like dead and fetused up on the floor. Right. Oh, find the seal. Where's my new task? I thought I'd have to press this button. Oh, this guy. This guy. This guy. Oh man. There we go, it sounds right. These quests are giving me lots of stress in my heart. Here we go. Found it, nice. Woo! What are we here for again? The door opens to reveal a pedestal upon which rests a medallion. You take it and secure inside your clothing. Right, let's get out of the water. Hopefully your Stoller gonna give me a big reward for this. Oh man, halfway, no, more than halfway through level 75. 80, here we come. Mate, my sense of direction is causing the stress, absolutely. Oh god, it is. It's nearly Halloween again, isn't it? Anyone dressing up? El Ginge? Oh, very quickly, I want to share this with you. We're coming to the end of the stream now anyway. Actually, I'll quickly finish this and I'll show you what Stillwell's shaving all his hair off to go as for Halloween. He's committing. This year has legit been so fucking weird. Yeah, man. Yeah. Strange times. Did you find it? Makes me think of how many people during the COVID Fallout though, decided in this huge block of spare time I have, I'm going to try to set up a YouTube channel. So many people I know. Tasha's dad's trying to make one, Tasha's brother's got a channel, Tasha's now got a channel, my sister's thinking about getting a channel. Everyone get a fucking channel. Everyone get a channel. This medallion, it bears the owl insignia of the Empire. There can be no doubt. This is the seal of Ronka. Yes, that's it. We're for the Ronka seal. So we're friends. Well done, Aurora. We can begin our preparations to enter Ixmajar in earnest. Why am I going to Ixmajar again? Is that to get the other Light Warden? To bring back darkness to this area? I think that's what I'm doing. That's where the Light Warden has to be. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, Stoller would know no time. Wasting no time in heading to Ixmajar. Bearing this seal, it should be possible to enter Ixmajar unmolested by its guardians. I will go ahead to Slitherbow and inform the others. When you have recovered from your excursions, meet with us in the cavern, leading these out of the village. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, Tasha's channel, what will it be about? Or has she not decided? Well, Tasha says she's become a hormonal health coach. So she's working mostly with ladies on that, but also she's doing a lot of breathwork courses as well. So just kind of all-round health practitioner and content. That's what Tasha's doing. But this is what Ginger's going. There we go, guys. I'll leave the stream there. I'm so goddamn hungry. Huh? Anyone wants to subscribe to you? What's your channel called again? Wholeheartedly Tash. Alright. So if your hormones feel fucked, Wholeheartedly Tash is where to go. If you've been feeling hormonal, who's been feeling hormonal? But yeah, this is. I'll watch this 3-minute video that you also sent, but very quickly. A few of you might have seen this. It's a vampire mockumentary. And
I can't believe he's going as that. I don't believe it.
He will.
I don't believe it.
He will bald cap it. He will commit.
He said he's going to get a haircut.
I think the original concept of this is Nosferatus. So anyway, this is a mockumentary about vampires who live as flatmates. So anyway, I'll play you a quick clip.
We're going to have a flat meeting in about 10 minutes.
20.
Okay, is it?
So this upcoming vampire is the one Stillwell's going to dress as.
He's actually going to get his hair done for it.
By the way, the film is called What We Do in the Shadows.
In Peter's room?
Peter.
Just going to wake him up.
Peter.
He's here.
Hold up, where the hell's my chat gone? There you go, that's Ginger's.
He's going to shave his beard and his head. I don't believe it.
He'll bald cap the head.
Peter, wake up. Hey, listen, we're just having a flat meeting upstairs in about 10 minutes. You don't have to come, but I saw I'd extend
I don't know.
invitation
Will he actually do that? He does go all out.
He does. He does.
That's the next level.
Down here, Peter. Like
Peter, the 5,000-year-old vampire.
Oh, it's a spinal column. Yuck. And I was thinking maybe I could just bring a broom down here for you if you wanted to sweep up some of the skeletons. I don't know. You know, maybe. Okay. I got you this chicken.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures if he actually goes as it. What's this? How to make Final Fantasy 16. Oh god, cooking with Yoshi-P. Oh,
Thank you. Hello there. Welcome to today's episode of Cooking with Yoshi-P. I'm Chef Yoshida, the director and producer of Final Fantasy XIV.
And Savior.
That was years ago. Also, please don't remind me of that again. Today I gonna show you a brand new recipe on how to make Final Fantasy 16.
Hey, don't you think this cooking metaphor is a little bit too overdone, Yoshida-san?
At least I didn't put an actual one in the game, Nomura-san.
Your game has one too, you know.
I didn't make it. I fixed it. God damn it, stop reminding me of that. Alright then, let's start with the setting. First we have 2 cups of medieval fantasy world.
Yeah.
There is a lot of brands out there, but we can use whatever since it's pretty similar. Then add a tablespoon of stable Final Fantasy elements. Few drops of Final Fantasy XIV lore and reference. And behold, our business division 3 secret ingredient.
Oh, there's so
British
much more in
accent
there.
What do you mean there's a language barrier? He's speaking English, you dick.
Next, we gonna make a story. 2 teaspoons of political conflict and faction wars. I also mix a little bit of Versus 13 concept for saltiness.
How the did you get that? It's my top secret.
To be fair, it's not yours anymore, Namura-san.
Then add half a teaspoon of veggie revenge plots. Now then, I think I might have forgotten something here.
What about God killing?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, you've never in the history of ever looked at the individual ingredients of a cake and be like, oh, I'd like to eat all of that now. I'd like to gorge that down. But combined together, we can make a floofy
How did I forget
delicious,
God
tasty
killing?
goodness.
It can't be a Final Fantasy game without killing God. How could anyone forget that when they direct the mainline game?
Don't look at me, that's not mine anymore.
Now onto the main character. First we have a whole Final Fantasy XIV trailer protagonist.
Big time. Big time.
And lastly, the gameplay. To help with that, let me introduce everyone our new battle director, Ryota Suzuki-san.
I thought you paid me to make a game. What is this?
Suzuki-san, would you mind bring me 2 games that you have worked on?
Oh. Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Oh! Dragon's Dogma. I'm just going to say, for the first time ever, I watched Dragon's Dogma yesterday. There was like an animation of it. It wasn't very long. Oh my god, I binged it yesterday. What a fucking crazy story that was. That shit was dark, man. Dragon's Dogma opened with some nasty punches. I felt gut punched by episode 1. It was a 20-minute episode. Dragon's Dogma, man. That was amazing.
And that's all of the ingredients. All we need to do now is to put it into the development oven for 4 years.
Like you could throw so much more in than that. You could put some like hints of Witcher in there. People saying they got like Witcher vibes. There were so many games you could throw into what you got a feeling of with 16. Maybe it will be all the best elements combined into something that's masterful. Or maybe it'll be a jack of all trades, master of none game.
In there for a month or 2 more.
For what purpose?
Who knows?
You know. Our company tradition.
And it's finished. Then we top it with the day 1 patch. And it's finished.
Oh, the amount
then
of
you can add some DLC content with extra
the amount of
mods,
collaboration that's
really
going to go on between 16 and 14.
that's all for today episode of Cooking with Yoshi-P. Tune in next episode where I will be making Final Fantasy XVIII MMO. Now if you excuse me, I'm going back to working on 14.
Yay! Yoshi-P's my chef.
Wow, this is really good.
Yeah, you like that?
Also, I got an idea.
Why are you 2 even here? Just go make 7 Remake Part 2 already.
Yeah! Alright guys, I am hungry. I'm going to bounce. Thank you so much guys. I may pop on in a roly-mo if anyone wants to watch the Catherine endings with me. It might be like a little hour and a half scene. Though, quickly before I do that, does anyone know what the DLC aspect of Catherine is? I've purchased the DLC. I think I got the Persona 5 characters in there or something. Like, is that another mode? Is that something else I play with Catherine? Because I'll probably do that and watch the ending. But thank you very much, guys, for bouncing in this morning. It's going to be a pretty regular, hopefully, stream schedule this week. So I'll come in for the mornings in 14. Going to mushroom an awful lot of Type 0, and we may start something new. What will be, I'm not sure yet. Catherine movie night. Yeah. You play as Joker. What, like more or less the same sort of game? I guess you get like different maps and stuff. But yeah, we'll be starting a new game soon, which I'll poll out a few of the things, a few of the entries that I'm liking the looks of. But take it easy, guys. Daybreak Go, Laura Lee, thank you for all the loves. Brady Joe, bigs love to you, mate, if you're in the house. Random tips off stream, random tips. Light After Dusk, Thank you, mate. Who else did we have? That was it. Unkindled Sun. Thank you, mate. And chicken leg piece. Right, to the pip, J-Lits. Emily. Me. Shadowmouth. By the way, are you been playing 14 this time from now on, or was this just a one-off? Yeah, the tax man came today. Well, my accountant. It's not like the tax man actually came to my house with like a big old crooked nose and a monocle and a big money bag, and he's like, fill it up, you little peasant prick. My accountant came round, so it was a one-off why I came this late. Usually around be about the 10 in the morning, British summertime time. But thank you, Luminous Stardust, J-Lids, Toodle Pip, until the next stream. Luminous Stardust again, Vampy Ghosts, Asan the Man, Erebos. Until the next live stream. My name is Jeff. Oh, fuck the head rush.